Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel A in Economist. Today we are going to start with a new chapter, Relations and Functions. It is going to be our second chapter in mathematical economics. But before going into this chapter, if you haven't seen my set theory videos, I would strongly recommend you to first go and watch that video and then continue with this lecture. So let's get started. In order to understand what a relation is all about, we need to know something called the Cartesian product. So let us talk about that first. You have two sets, right? You are given two sets, set A and set B. Now if I ask you what will be A cross B, A cross B is nothing but the Cartesian product of the two sets A and B. Then what will you do? You will write A cross B in this particular fashion. It will be 1, 3, comma, 1, 4, then 1, 5, then take the second element 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 4 and 2, 5. So please closely notice what I have done here. I have considered the first element of set A and combined it with all the elements of set B firstly, right? So 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. Then I have taken the second element of A and combined it with all the elements of B. So 2, 3, 2, 4 and 2, 5. So what we can say from here is that A cross B is a set of all the ordered pairs of elements of A and B, right? If you haven't seen my set theory videos, you will not know probably what are ordered pairs. So go and watch that video first, and then I hope that you can understand this simply, that A cross B is the set of all the ordered pairs of elements of A and B. In the similar fashion, with the same sets, if I ask you what will be B cross A, what will you write? B cross A will be, first take the first element of set B and combine it with all the elements of set A. So it will be 3, 1, then 3, 2, then take the second element 4, 1, 4, 2, then take the third element 5, 1, 5, 2, right? So it will be B cross A. Now if you notice, A cross B is not equals to B cross A, which is quite intuitive, because in the A cross B case you are taking the first element as the set of elements of A, right? And here in B cross A you are considering the first elements to be the set of elements of B. So clearly A cross B is not equals to B cross A. In set builder form, if you don't know, again you can watch my set theory videos to know what is set builder form. We can write A cross B is in the fashion AB, such that the first element A should belongs to set A and the second element B should belongs to set B. In the similar way, B cross A will be just the reverse, BA in the form BA, such that the element B should belongs to set B and the element A should belongs to set A. Now it can happen that either of the set is empty set, right? Either A could be empty set or B could be empty set, or both the sets could be empty set. In that case, what will happen? Then we will say A cross B is also an empty set and it will be equals to B cross A. So it can be A cross B and B cross A can be equal only in case of the empty set or null set, right? When the elements of either set A is null or set B is null, or both are null. I hope this is clear to you. Now let's talk about what will be the number of elements in the Cartesian product of two sets. Now for that you can manually, definitely follow this method, that you write everything in the rooster form and then count what will be the number of elements in these sets. But there is a better way of doing this. If you know the number of elements of set A and the number of elements of set B, you can just multiply them and that will be the number of elements in set A cross B, right? Where A and B are two non-empty sets. We have just discussed if either one of the set is empty, then this will definitely come out to be 0, right? So either number of elements in A will be 0 or number of elements of B will be 0 or both are 0. So it doesn't make any sense if you consider empty sets. So if both the sets A and B are non-empty, then only you can apply this formula. Now let's quickly do a question. Question 1 says you have a set A, you have a set B and set C. You need to find A cross B union C, right? So first find out what will be B union C. It will be A, D and E, right? A, D and E. Suppose we name it some D, right? Now we need to find A Cartesian product of D. So it is ABC, sorry, it is ABC cross A, D, E. Now if you observe this, you have 3 elements here, you have 3 elements here, so you know in your mind that in the Cartesian product set you have 9 elements. So let's just write those 9 elements. It will be AA, AD, AE. Then take this element first, BA, BD, BE. And then take C first, CA, CD and CE, right? So this will be A cross D, where D is nothing but B union C, right? So in this way you can answer this question. Let us do one more question. A, B, C are given here. Find out A intersection C cross B. So find out A intersection C. What will that be? Check out for the common element. So here you see there is no common element, right? So A intersection C is null. And we have just discussed, if you, I'm so sorry, you are trying to take the Cartesian product of this with B, which means that this, which is nothing but phi. If either of these sets are null, then the entire Cartesian product will turn out to be null. You can think in this fashion also, the number of element in the set A intersection C is basically 0. So if you multiply with the number of elements of B, it will come out to be 0. So the element will be null, right? I hope this is clear. This is a review question that is exactly the same as we have done in the previous case. So I want it to be a homework. Please do this. Take the intersection of A and B and then find the Cartesian product of that set with C. Let me know in the comment section what you have got as answer, right? Now let's do this question. A cross B minus C. So find B minus C first. What will be that? In B we have DE, in C we have A and D. So D is the common element that will go away. So in this set we have only E, right? Now take Cartesian product of this. So ABC cross E. So it will come as AE, BE and CE, right? Here you have 3 elements, here you have 1 element. So in the Cartesian product set you have 3 cross 1, that is 3 elements. Then let us go to this question. A is given as 1, 2. We need to find A cross A cross A. So it is basically a Cartesian product from set A to set A, right? A cross A. Let's find out. The process will be the exactly same. Here you have 2 elements, here you have 2 elements. So in the Cartesian product set you will have 4 elements. 1, 2. First element should have been 1, 1. Then you have 2, 1. And then you have 2, 2, right? And then you need to again take the Cartesian product 1, 2 cross this entire set. I am not writing it again. So what will this be? Take the first element from here and this, right? So 1, 1, 2, 1 and then this element. So 1, 1, 1, 1 and this element. So 1, 2, 1 and 1 and this element. 1, 2, 2. Then start with this element. 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1 and 2, 2, 2, right? So in A cross A you have 4 elements. Here you have 2 elements. So in the Cartesian product set you have altogether 8 elements, right? Okay. Here we have something to note, that the Cartesian product of R cross R represents the set all the elements xy such that x and y are real elements that we have seen here. Here all the elements are either 1 or 2, which belongs to the set of real numbers. It represents the coordinates of all the points in the 2-dimensional plane, right? In the 2-dimensional plane. So if you draw the axis, you write x here, you write y here, you can plot all these points, right? 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, right? It will be some points here only. So in the 2-dimensional plane, xy plane, you can plot them. Now what happens if we increase our dimension and write R cross R cross R? It will represent the elements x, y and z such that all these elements are also in R, which represents the coordinate of the set of points in 3-dimensional space. If you see this example, here all the elements has 3 coordinates, right? So you can't plot it in xy plane. For that what you have to do, you have to add another dimension. So it is x, here it is y, here it is z. So these points can be plotted in this particular plane. So that is what we have written here, that to represent this we need to plot them in a 3-dimensional space. So it all depends on the dimensions, right? You are working in R cross R dimension or you are working in R cross R dimension. I hope this is clear. This is a simple review question. A has 3 elements 1, 2, 3. B has 2 elements x, y. What will be the elements of A cross B? I hope by this time it is clear to you. This is 3 and this is 2. So the number of elements will be 6, right? You can do it manually as well because you have only 2 sets here. This will come out to be 6. I hope this is clear to you. From the next lecture we will go into relations and we will see how Cartesian product will help us to understand what a relation is all about. Thank you for watching this video and let's meet you in the next lecture.